You're listening to the Murder Speaks podcast, the show that spills the tea about true crime. Here's your host, Wendy Hinbest.
Hey, welcome back to Murder Speaks. Hope everyone's having a great week. So today's real crime story is about 39-year-old Ana Walshe of Cohasset, Massachusetts. Ana was known as a loving wife and mother to 3 boys, ages 2, 4, and 6. Ana Walshe was an active member of a Newton-based organization for immigrants in America called the Sky International Center. She was born in Belgrade, Socialist Republic of Serbia, Yugoslavia in 1983. She was raised in Belgrade. She obtained a BA in French language and literature from the University of Belgrade. She emigrated to the United States in 2005. She became a dual citizen. She found work in the hospitality industry. She worked at the inn at Little Washington. Now, she met Brian Walshe in 2008 when she was working as a reservation manager at a hotel in Berkshire. They got married on December 21st, 2015 at Emmanuel Episcopal Church in Boston. They had 3 sons. Now, Ana was hired in early 2022 by international property management company Tishman Speyer, and she became the family's primary source of income. Ana purchased a home in Washington, D.C., and she stayed there during the week while she worked, and she would fly back home to Boston on weekends. Now, according to her employer and friends, Ana was planning to move her family to Washington, D.C. in July of 2022, upon the conclusion of her husband's criminal case. Now, Ana was last seen on January 1st in Cohasset, Massachusetts. So you're planning to hang out with some friends or go to the gym, and you don't know what to wear, and you're so bored of all of your clothes. This is why Crystal Kiss offers a wicked selection of true crime merch to bring your wardrobe to life. From hoodies, leggings, and t-shirts to joggers, crop tops, and tank tops, Crystal Kiss has you covered. Make a fashion statement with Crystal Kiss. Check out crystalkiss.com today. She was having dinner with her husband and a friend on New Year's Eve. Now, the family friend left around 1:30 a.m. in the morning, and Ana had not been seen since. Now, in the early hours of 2023, Ana called her mother, her maid of honor, and her sister. She was last seen around 4 a.m. Now, her husband Brian had said that he spent the following day in Swampscott with his mother. Now, on New Year's Day, he asked the nanny to come by and watch the children from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. Now, originally, he said so he and his wife Ana can go out for brunch. Now, the nanny told investigators that when she got there, Brian had told her that Ana had already left. She went to Washington, D.C. for a work emergency. He asked the nanny to stay so he can run some errands. Now, he left by himself around 2 p.m. and came back about 3 hours later. Now, when Brian returned, he dropped off pizza for his children, and then he left again. Now, the nanny noted that one of the children had a new iPad because the other one was broken. It was cracked. Now, Brian Walshe came back home around 8:30, but by then the children were already asleep. Now, on January 4th, Ana Walshe was reported missing by her employer, Tishman Speyer, and her husband, Brian Walshe. Her employer called Cohasset Police on January 4th around 11:45 a.m. to request a well-being check. The company had also contacted Brian Walshe, who had not reported her missing. Now, Brian told police that Ana took a ride share to Boston Logan International Airport to fly to Washington, D.C., but there was no evidence that she got on the plane. Now, police couldn't confirm whether or not Ana got a ride to the airport or whether or not Ana got on the plane. And Brian Walshe told police that he didn't see his wife leave the house because he was asleep. That's convenient. Now, police confirmed that Ana did book a flight for January 3rd, but Ana didn't get on the plane, and her credit cards and debit cards had not been used since January 1st. Now, per the affidavit, Brian told police that he made breakfast for his children early that morning around 7 a.m. on January 1st, and Ana had already left. Now, while the nanny was watching his children, he said he drove out to Swampscott, where his mother lives, about 38 miles away. Now, he didn't have a cell phone, so he told police that he ended up going a route that added like 20 minutes to his ride, where it should have been like a 60 to 70 minute ride. He said while he was out there, he shopped for his mother at CVS and Whole Foods. And then he was back home around 8 o'clock. And Brian said he found his phone under his pillow the next day. And then he took his kids out for ice cream. However, he also made a trip on January 2nd that he did not mention to police. He went to Home Depot in Rockland, Massachusetts, where he made a cash purchase. He purchased cleaning products. He purchased mops, brushes, tape, a tarp, a Tyvek suit with boot covers, buckets, goggles, baking soda, and a hatchet. Store security cameras captured him buying those things and putting them in a cart. And he was wearing a surgical mask and gloves. 2 days before Ana Walshe was reported missing, but 1 day after she was last seen. Now he pleaded guilty to wire fraud, interstate transportation for a scheme to defraud, and possession of converted goods, and unlawful monetary transaction. Now, in a June 2022 letter pleading for leniency for her husband, Ana wrote to a federal judge about the time Brian had been at home awaiting sentencing. Now, Ana said during those 8 months, the family was able to be together during important milestones. Like their youngest son turned 1, their middle child started to talk, and their oldest son was only a few weeks away from completing kindergarten and preparing for grade 1. He also lost his first tooth. She said her mother suffered a brain aneurysm, and Brian saved her life. Though it's unclear how Brian saved her life. However, his father was a neurologist. Now, Brian's house arrest bracelet was not equipped with GPS tracking. However, he was allowed to take his sons to school. On January 8, 2023, a Swampscott dumpster outside his mother's home was searched, and police found numerous personal items that they believe belonged to Ana Walshe. If you're looking for true crime merch with a great fit and feel, look no further. Crystal Kiss has a wide selection of clothes to brighten up your wardrobe. I like to wear clothes that make a fashion statement and says something about me. Like, our true crime and chocolate design describes me very well. I love chocolate and I love watching true crime, so they go hand in hand. Our hoodies are so soft and can be paired with one of our true crime joggers to make a super comfy outfit. Our true crime t-shirts fits true to size and last several washes. For a night out, throw on a pair of heels with one of our true crime leggings and a crop top. Whatever you're doing, Crystal Kiss has you covered. You people in the US, get free shipping when you order 3 or more items. You can also use discount code MURDER15, that's MURDER15, and save 15% off your entire order. Check out our wicked selection of true crime merch today at crystalkiss.com. They found Volkswagen keys, a Hermes watch, a black Prada purse, and a short black coat, in addition to her COVID vaccination card. Law enforcement also found a Tyvek suit in the dumpster, with stains matching Ana Walshe's DNA. I mean, come on. A hacksaw was also found among the items in the dumpster, and when it was taken apart, a small bone fragment was recovered. Brian Walshe was arrested on January 8th and charged with misleading the police in the investigation into Ana's disappearance. And the police couldn't find any evidence that suggested he had been to CVS or Whole Foods on January 1st, like he said. Brian pleaded not guilty. Police received a search warrant for the Walshe residence, and in the basement they found blood and a damaged bloody knife. On January 18th, Brian Walshe was arrested again and charged with murder. Prosecutors alleged that he had beat her to death, dismembered her body, and then disposed of it. Brian pleaded not guilty. On March 30th, Brian was indicted on the charges of first-degree murder, misleading a police investigation, and improper conveyance of a human body. Apparently, Brian Walshe became suspicious in December of 2022 that Ana was having an affair. He had his mother hire a private investigator in Washington, D.C., where Ana worked. Late in December, court documents said that the oldest child's iPad was used to search for divorce. Right before she disappeared, Ana went out with a friend in Washington, D.C., where she told that friend that she was going to leave her husband and take her 3 kids and move to Washington, D.C., because he was going to be incarcerated on his pending criminal case. Prosecutors also revealed that Ana had a $2.7 million life insurance policy, and Brian Walshe was the beneficiary. He was the sole beneficiary. Now, the child's iPad also conducted searches, like how to dispose of a human body, how long does it take a human body to smell, and how long does it take a person to be declared dead. The searches started between 4:50 and 6:30 a.m. on January 1st, a few hours after the last time Ana Walshe was seen, and then continued the next day from about 9:30 a.m. to about 2:30 p.m. Now, the iPad also searched for how to mix ammonia, how to remove SIM cards from phones, and then for apartment complexes in Brockton, Massachusetts. On January 3rd, the iPad was also used to search the removal of odor of decomposing bodies, a crime scene cleanup company, how to detect blood, and how to remove blood stains from concrete. I mean, come on. And when investigators questioned how a 6-year-old can search all these things without any misspellings, Brian ended the interview. Their children are now in the custody of the state's Department of Children and Families. There was another surveillance footage that showed Brian near a liquor store dumpster in Swampscott, Massachusetts, but no physical evidence was found there. Investigators also found trash bags with blood, a hatchet, a hacksaw, a rug, and used cleaning supplies at a transfer station in Peabody, Massachusetts. Peabody is about 46 miles from Cohasset. Brian Walshe's car had been impounded and showed signs of being recently cleaned. On January 3rd, surveillance footage showed somebody who looked like Brian getting out of a Volvo and dropping a bag in a dumpster near an Abington apartment complex. And then he allegedly made 2 more drops, another in Abington and one in Brockton. And those bags were apparently transported to a processing center, and their contents were destroyed before police can find them. The next day, Brian went to Home Goods and TJ Maxx, buying towels, bath mats, and men's clothing. Investigators are also reviewing an incident from 2014 that happened before Ana married Brian. They were just dating. And apparently, he threatened her and her friends over the phone. But no charges were filed because Ana refused to cooperate with the investigation. Brian was charged with his wife's disappearance, and he pleaded not guilty. Brian Walshe remains held without bail, and Ana's body has never been found. I mean, it's so obvious that he did it, even though they don't have her body. I mean, all those internet searches, like, yeah, his kid wouldn't have searched all those things. I mean, they have him on surveillance, they have him on video, like buying all those cleaning supplies, and they have him at a dumpster. I mean, come on, he's obviously guilty. I feel really bad for their children. And for everybody out there who knew Ana Walshe, I'm very sorry for your loss. Thank you so much for joining me on this week's episode of Murder Speaks. I hope you enjoyed it. Join me again on Murder Speaks. Thanks. Bye.